Hello everybody, Axelmyth here coming at you with another part of Twilight Princess for the Wii U. This is going to be post-production, Alex, because I have this entire thing edited already. This is going to be interesting. So Ganondorf was just using Zant to help him return to the world of light. I have a limited time to read this. I guess now we know the true nature of that barrier over Hyrule Castle. He's in Hyrule Castle. I'm sure of it. Princess Zelda is in grave danger. We must return to the world of light and hurry to the castle. Yeah, this is going to be really interesting because I've never done this post-production thing before, and I'm not expecting to have the most fun with this because, you know, I'd rather play the game. But I'm also expecting to talk more because, you know, I don't have to necessarily pay attention to what I am doing. You know what I mean? So I can just sit here and ramble on about how my day was, about how... Ugh, that sounds really boring. I don't think any of y'all want to hear that. So, yeah, I probably could have cut this part out, but whatever. Yeah, I'm basically going to talk about behind the scenes of this part, too. By the way. Yeah, that was just for show, by the way. So this is where the heart pieces technically start. Although, you know, the time code in the description will say 000 because, you know, this is the first thing I went after, right? So yeah, that's heart piece number 1. It's literally in the tree. I would like to thank Zelda Dungeon and, what is it, GameFAQs for everything on this part, because I would not have found some of these or figured out this. This one, I literally probably would not have figured out if it weren't for Zelda Dungeon. That it was this simple. I thought you had to get up there, and I honestly thought that that was a Poe Soul. But no, it's a heart piece. Like, are you serious? I felt so dumb when I got that one. For the most part, these are pretty much in order of in which I got them, just for simplicity's sake. This is kind of the way Zelda Dungeon had them laid out. So I'm probably gonna go. So maybe I will go make like 3 separate videos in the future of heart pieces, Poe Souls, and stamps, and probably maybe bugs, I guess. I don't really see a giant need for the bug one because they're pretty easy to find, easier than most of this other stuff. So yeah, you just kind of come up here with this one. Again, I probably wouldn't have found this one because I wouldn't have even known that you could get up here. You know what I mean? Just because, you know, there's some ledges that you just can't get up, and this looks like one of those ledges that it would have, like, blocked you out of getting to. I stopped to read there, by the way. I can totally tell that I did. I stopped to read what to continue on over here to this cave, at least. I don't think I read to jump down there, because I was a little confused. Another piece of heart, yay! 3 minutes in, holy crap. Yeah, I usually just, like, have Link do some sort of weird thing to make the transition, and sometimes I don't even do that. But just for kind of visual flair, every time I transition, I tried to have something different until I ran out. I ran out of transitions in this video, which, you know, typically when I do transition montages, I end up running out and doing whatever. But I tried to have specific ones for, like, the heart pieces when I transitioned from, like, you know, regular to heart pieces, and then heart pieces to, I think Poe Souls is next, and then I went for the stamps. See, if I were smart, I would have gone for the wallets first, because there are so many rupees I missed out on doing this part. You'll probably see that later on, because I actually threw in a few rupees in here as well, which, actually, come to think about it, when I found out I did that, I probably could have had its own little transition. That would have been fun. But, also just taking up more time editing because, you know, whatever. Yeah, this took me all week to put together, and I'm finally sitting down on the regular day that I usually record these parts, so like a Thursday night, and am now recording the voice for this. Yeah, you see, so this one was an unexplored cave, and I figured since this is technically also another Let's Play part, I should show the entire thing. And there's going to be a few stops in this video. I'm just letting you guys know, there's going to be a few stops in this video where something happens, where it's like an unexplored thing, and I just kind of go and explore or do what is needed, because you know, this isn't just a video about finding these things. This is also a Let's Play part, you know what I mean? Whereas if I make those said videos in the future, I'm probably going to cut them down to just, you know, where they are and finding the actual item, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just exploring the cave here, so I have like no anything to say about this other than I'm just going around exploring, trying to find all the different stuff. Yeah, so right now I have well, now I have 520. What is that? 25? I don't know. It's the icons are over the rupee count. I don't really care. Let's see. Yeah. So this doesn't take that long, I don't think. Maybe it does, I don't know. I believe this is the actual heart piece. Yep, right there, heart piece. And then I heard that noise, and then I knew that there was a Poe. I almost called him a Poe in here somewhere. I might just say Poe for short. Poe Soul. For Poe Soul. Poe Soul. Jeez, I can't talk. It's hard to say. Poe Soul. Poe Soul. Poe Soul service. Yeah. So yeah, this video also went a lot longer than I thought it would. And okay, so this one also made me feel a little dumb. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, what you do is you bomb up there with the bomb arrows that I keep forgetting have some sort of use outside of like twice in the game. I thought over there had one, but I was mistaken. And then claw shot up there, fell because of course I did. Yeah, sorry, I had to realign myself like 3 times because claw shooting to that thing you have like such a short like visibility to even claw shot to it. You know what I mean? Like, I was surprised that that worked. You know what I mean? It is just ridiculous. So then you have to carefully line your jump and do that. Otherwise, you're just going to have to start that over. Which I'm really glad I didn't have to do, because that would have made me a little grumpy. Heart piece. But yeah, that one made me feel a little dumb as well, because, you know, I didn't know how I was going to get up there. That was a funky transition. This one straight up is a heart piece. Basically, all you do is you light up those 2 torches in that treasure chest that you can barely see. Comes up underneath. And it's a rupee. You know, if I had a bigger wallet, it probably would have been a little more exciting. But, whatever. So, the fishing hole. I found out that there is at least 1 heart container in the fishing hole. I think it's only 1. I also did a little bit of research and found out that, yeah, this place is basically worthless unless you really want 100%, which I'm just looking for all heart pieces, stamps, and all of that. I'm not necessarily looking for 100% in this game, especially stuff that doesn't really do anything. Like, if this gave me a wallet, the fishing game would probably be a part in itself, but it does nothing. So, and I looked it up. It literally just does nothing. So, just a little spoiler for next time. I am gonna have to come back here because there's also a bottle that I didn't know about. So, it's the last bottle you can get in this game. You see, so I end up actually screwing this up twice because real fishing and the regular fishing rod that you have work a little differently, and I had no idea how the real fishing works because this is actually the first time that I've done this. I did not go for all heart pieces the first time I played through. That's actually a pretty typical thing for me with 3D Zelda games. Because they tend to be hidden a lot better than in, like, 2D Zelda games. Plus, you know, in 2D Zelda games, they tend to be heart containers. So, like, you know, you end up with all 20 hearts fairly easy. Whereas 3D Zelda games, it tends to be heart pieces. So then you need to collect 4 of them. And in Twilight Princess, it's flipping 5 of them to end up with every single heart. And, you know, yeah, like I said, they just end up being hidden a lot better. And in, like, a lot more obscure places. Like I said, without Zelda Dungeon, there was a few of these that I probably would have never found. So, yeah. Don't be shy, this one's yours to keep. I was gonna read her dialogue, but, you see, I wasn't actually reading it out loud when I was recording this, because there was no need. I was just hoping that I kept it up long enough for me to speak. Yeah, that was me screwing up, by the way. So yeah, there's another bottle around here somewhere, so next part I'm going to have to come back. So yeah, there's another thing here. I believe that this is just... I think this is another heart container. Because, yeah, like, the heart containers actually took me the longest to get. Mostly because a lot of the time I left the video running longer than I probably needed. But also, like, sometimes it was, like, in a cave like this, where I felt like I needed to show you where the specific cave was. You know what I mean? Because I feel like... Because, like, that's the thing about, like, some of the things that I found on, like, Game Facts, unfortunately. And, like, some of the other lists that I found is, like, they would tell you, you know, cave. And then, like, defeat the Deku Babas to get it. But they wouldn't tell you what cave it was at. You know what I mean? Zelda Dungeon even had its own problems that I will bring up when we get to the stamps. But, yeah. See, like this, I probably didn't need to show you collecting rupees because, you know, does it really matter? It's just 2 bottles that I swung at, you know, but whatever. There's another funky transition. Again, this one, I don't think I would have found this one without Zelda Dungeon, I swear. Just because of the... Because, like, you know, I didn't know that you could even, like, go anywhere inside here. I thought that that platform was pretty much it. But, no, apparently, if you go to the side, there's a place to claw shot. Like, who would have thought? I certainly wouldn't have. Grant... I must just really stink at exploring, because, yeah, I wouldn't have even tried this. I wouldn't have even come back after the, you know, Zon turns you into a wolf, you know what I mean, after the 3rd dungeon. I say you know what I mean a lot, I'm sorry. Sometimes I actually cut it out during, like, videos, and, even sometimes the Let's Plays. Less so on the Let's Plays, but definitely, like, when I'm making regular videos on my main channel. Another heart piece. So then, yeah, that's 2, so I need 10 more heart pieces. At this point, I think. This one I probably would have found. I just never noticed that that was down there. That's kind of why I just looked. But I probably would have found this one at some point because of that right there. That would have been a dead giveaway. Apparently I don't know how to back out of things because every time I bring up the claw shot, I have to shoot it. Like, that's like a toxic trait of mine in this video, is that every time I bring up the claw shot, it has to go off before I put it away. I hate it when that happens, right? So yeah, you just kind of go inside this cave. And this has a striking resemblance to the Goron tunnels, and actually it relies on like a mechanic from that dungeon, so it's kind of interesting. This heart piece is kind of interesting in that respect. I think what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to look downward, because I can't really see much. I know that that thing is there, but I don't know if, like, if it wants me to do that yet, or if there's a place that it wants me to jump to first. And but I couldn't see anything else underneath that, so I just kind of went for it. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't hide like a stamp if you just jumped willy-nilly or something, but whatever. So it totally makes sense that they would have, like, hidden something if you just went down, 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 all the way almost to the lava floor. Huh, I didn't notice I missed a platform before. I don't think that there was anything there, because I never actually... I had to come back to this plate, not this cave, but this at some point. You know, around to this area at some point, but I never actually had to come down to this cave again. So, if anything, I'm probably just missing out on more rupees. So, it's whatever. Oh, nice. I don't think I actually realized that I collected that right then, because later on with the collecting stuff, it actually becomes easier, because with the heart pieces, I actually had to go back to a bunch of different places I had already been, minus the dungeons, because I pretty much knew that I cleared out a good percent of the dungeons. Apparently there's a few of them I missed, and you'll see that later on, but yeah, I just... Most of the heart pieces that were left were either mini games or in the overworld. Again, I probably could have skipped this, but I kind of wanted to show the cliff that I literally just showed for no reason. Because it's pretty explanatory how to get out of there. So, I'm trying to think of which one this one is, because there's actually, like... I feel like there's more than just the one around here that I'm thinking of. But we'll see. Again, I probably could have cut out some of this walking. I don't know why I did this to myself. Other than I kind of wanted to show the way back over here. I'm not even in this place that I'm thinking of, so I have no idea. Oh, this one. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to show what heart piece this was. And basically where to find it. But, you know, if you also look on the mini-map... that's going to be a giant thing when we get to the bugs. If you look at the mini-map, that'll help you kind of figure out where I am to, you know, find some of these. But yeah, I probably could have cut out some of the walking, but decided not to because, like I said, I kind of wanted to show where it was at. Especially since, yeah, I did fail there, and I'm gonna show me getting back up there at least twice. But, you know, it also kind of goes with the how to grab it, I guess. Grab the heart piece, I guess. Because I thought you could jump. No, you don't want to. And that time I didn't even jump, but I still ended up hitting the wall, so... You know, good luck getting this one, I guess. Jump. Cling. Nope. Yeah. Okay, I probably could have cut some of this out. Oh well, right? We're here. We're having a good time. I was surprised that that worked, but it did. I finally got that, and then I failed right here. Lovely, right? But hey, with doing this, you actually get back there pretty quickly, so I'm glad that they added these here. But again, I'm kind of surprised that those don't lead anywhere else beside over here to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that those could have led, like, to an underground section where you got, like, another piece of heart, or, like, a stamp, or a bug, literally anything. Like, quiver, arrow quiver, whatever. Again, just making them do goofy stuff. Alright. Yep. Boom. Yeah. But it didn't hit him. I'm just realizing that that did not damage him. Though. Like, what is that? Silly game. Tricks are for kids. Yeah, this is the dreaded block puzzle one. Which, funnily enough, was a thing in... I recently did one not too long ago in, what was that, Phantom Hourglass or whatever? Yeah, it was Phantom Hourglass. Found one of the train stations had a block puzzle one, and those were actually surprisingly easy, not only because they are, in fact, in 2D, but also just the fact that I realized that as fun as block puzzles can be, they are kind of limited, you know what I mean? Especially, like, the less space you have, the less moves you can make to get the puzzle to work, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I just kind of used that logic here. This one took quite a bit to figure out, though, because I was like, okay, how do I get that to stay? But, you know, I eventually figure it out. Eventually. You know, the funny thing is, like, when you look back on some of these, when you look back on your own footage, because I was thinking this as I was, you know, already, like, in the process of editing, that there was like once or twice where if I just did something a certain way else, it would have worked. You know what I mean? It was funny. Yeah, so like if I pushed that one north, right, it would have ended up, well, I don't know. I've moved too much since then to tell you what I was trying to think of. But yeah, like, just a couple moves ago, I you know, rewatching it, I figured it out. You know what I mean? I figured out what I need to do to make it shorter, but for some reason, I was being an idiot. Like that, if I just moved it, you know, sideways and then against that block and pushed it against the other block, I pointed at the block. I think I finally figured this out at this point. Oh, no, I didn't. See, because if I pushed the other block against that block I just moved, the puzzle would have been over. You know what I mean? But for some reason, I didn't see that. Like, you know what I mean? You just, like, start internally yelling at yourself that you could have, like, made this shorter. But you didn't because you were an idiot. You know what I mean? It's so weird. I actually started thinking about it at this point, because I think before I was just moving 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, thinking at some point I would get it. And it's not like, you know, it wasn't like, oh, well, this isn't working. You know, I was like, wait a second here. You know what I mean? It's just like that realization that there was a certain way that this puzzle wanted me to do it, because, you know, sometimes with Zelda block puzzles specifically, you know, if you just keep pushing it, it will end up at your destination at some point. But this one wasn't going to be like this. You know what I mean? You know, it's, again, I'm sorry for all the you know what I means. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point, guys. I'm trying to think it through at this point. When you see a link stop, that's pretty much what's happening. Literally, this puzzle took me the longest. I think. I'm pretty sure that this puzzle took me the longest, because after this first one, I started, you know, actually thinking, I guess. Which I guess kind of happens with block puzzles. I seriously have no idea what I'm thinking right now, because I don't remember. I was just like, move this here, move this there, move this here, move this there. Bright side about these block puzzles, though, is, like I said, since this one is like so slippery, I think I figured it out at this point, because yeah, if I just push it against that one and then pushed it again that way, there you go. Good job. Good job, good old Axel Myth. Jeez, that took way longer than it needed to. Again, that one took the longest, and that one was probably the simplest to solve. But, yeah. So as I said last time, I figured out what 5 games I wanted to try to play next year. Not necessarily for Let's Plays. Honestly, probably not for Let's Plays. These are ones that I just don't want to record. I just want to play and not have to worry about it, because these games are games I haven't played before. And I feel like to do a Let's Play, you kind of have to have played the game, if that makes sense. So, I'm still in the middle of Jedi Survivor. I've been really loving that game. But I honestly don't think I'm gonna end up beating that one by the end of the year at this point. So that one's probably gonna jump on over. So it might be 6 games I beat next year. But the 5 games are Baldur's Gate 3, Shenmue 3. I have like Yakuza Kawaii or something like that. I don't know. It's like I think it's like a remake of the first one or something like that. Finally, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and Final Fantasy VII. So there's going to be like a lot of RPGs that I play next year. I ended up finding Baldur's Gate in a collector's edition in physical form. So I was really excited about that. And I've had Shenmue 3 since its release. Like, you know what I mean? I was not a backer for that project, but there's a little bit there where I was on like this Shenmue kick. Because of Adam Koralik. I like his content for the most part. He's a giant Sega fan and loves Shenmue. It's like his favorite thing ever. And I gave it a try because of him, and it was, I liked him, and so I was like, I'll play the third one. The second one's definitely better than the first one. The first one felt like a forklift simulator. Baldur's Gate 3, I've heard is pretty much just Dungeons and Dragons in video game form, and that very much interests me. I've been having a lot of fun playing Dungeons and Dragons with friends and stuff. The Yakuza remake has just been kind of on my list for a while to play, and I've been watching Fem Trooper, is another fun YouTuber, and she's like a giant video game collector / player, and she's been playing like all of the Yakuza games, at least one per year, and I think she's honestly played almost all of them at this point, except for like 3 and 4 or something like, I don't remember, it was something like that. But so she got me like my ear listening for, to finally play a Yakuza game. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, I bought that one quite a while ago, and it's been on my list to play for a long time, but just I didn't own it until like, I think it was like last year, maybe it was 2021, I don't remember, but basically I wanted to play the first Paper Mario first, and I finally did that. So I'm still going on with this puzzle. Wow. Still going on with this puzzle. And then Final Fantasy VII. So this kind of goes with the whole playing new types of video game type thing that I've been trying to do. When I played Resident Evil 4, it was kind of a part of this, but as a kid, I was very much into what I was into. I've explained this before, and I didn't really find an interest in much outside of my own field of things that I liked, and I rarely expanded. And when I did, I like got into like Star Wars. You know what I mean? But basically, I've gotten into like Dragon Quest, Resident Evil because of this, and I really wanted to get into Final Fantasy. I really wanted to try Final Fantasy, and typically how I was doing that, and I still am kind of doing that, is I play the most, shall we say, like, popular game of the franchise, and Final Fantasy VII definitely fits the bill for Final Fantasy. So yeah, and Final Fantasy itself has been kind of on my list to play. Maybe not the first one, but, just the series in general has been on my list to try. Yeah, I finally figured it out. Why did this take so long, man? Like, seriously, these baby steps, you know what I mean? They were easy. And then I also have a couple games to attempt to play if I get done with the core 5. I've got Super Mario RPG. That one I'm probably gonna play the original and play the Switch version a couple years, maybe within a year or two after that. I just really want to play the original because I started a file on it back when I was living with my parents, and with my oldest brother. He's the one who ended up with the game. But I never made it far because that was still during a time that I didn't care to read. I'll get back to that in a second. That list in a second. This one is another one where I had to stop and smell the flowers. Because for this heart piece, what you have to do is you have to race this meatball and his wife to get this one heart piece. So, yeah. Go! Going down the hill, jump. Yeah, I tried to slice him off. That was what that was. I was trying to cheat a little bit, but he ended up throwing me instead, so I gave up on that real fast. Racing him is easy. The hard part, honestly, is controlling the snowboard, because it's not like that this is a typical snowboard game, you know? This is a snowboard section of a Zelda game. I actually did make that one time. I did not edit that in here because it wasn't important, but I did do that. I'm gonna have a little death. I don't know what happened there. Oh no, I think I realized that I missed the shortcut. So then I was like, well, I want to try taking the shortcut because, again, Zelda Dungeon's up, and it told me that basically to defeat Yetta, I had to take the shortcut. So I basically wanted to practice taking that shortcut. Yeah, I lost that time somehow. I think I honestly, he was, verging on me, and I bumped the wall just right. Little death montage here, by the way. Just because I thought it would be pretty funny. Yeah, and then this is the time that I finally beat him. This is the time I finally beat him. 'Cause, yeah. I thought I'd show you how many attempts it took for this one supposedly easy race, but mostly it was on, I feel like it was on the controls of this, because this is not the easiest snowboard section to control at all. I ended up getting very frustrated with this. Oh, I did catch that on video. Holy... I did edit that in, apparently, because it was the last time I did that. But I did not hit those again, I can tell you that. That time I got lucky. I wish I could tell you a trick, but the trick is that don't hold the left or right stick while you're jumping. Because when you land, it will make you turn so hard that you're not going to be able to recover from it. Yeah, notice how far behind me he is at this point. Like, that was the first time that had happened. But somehow Yetta's down here already. Like, what the heck? It's not even fair. You beat Yeto. You good, huh? Yeah, you see. You want to rematch? Go back to top of mountain. But, you know, it won't let you warp. No, you have to go back inside and then come out. It's ridiculous. And then they disappear, and then you can warp back to the top of the mountain.
You beat husband, huh? You good. You raised me, huh? Oh, good race. Race the house, huh?
I don't think that's the voice I put on Fur, but whatever. Yeah, again, I just kind of skipped over that first fail, because this is part of that first race. I failed here. Failed here again. Failed there that time, of all places. I thought that one actually kind of made me laugh as I was getting frustrated. Yeah, you see, like, I was holding right that entire jump, and I couldn't recover from that. Yeah, that time I just flat out failed to beat her. She does not move naturally. Because she has a programmed route, and it's, you know, sometimes they don't think about how smooth these characters move, I guess. Her constant moaning and laughing is kind of like, for some reason, really creepy. Know what I mean? Quit screaming, it's creepy. Made me uncomfortable a little bit. I somehow got a 50 rupee there. I don't even know how I found that. Again, if I had a bigger wallet at this point, that would have been more exciting. I feel like that 20 rupee changed places even. Anxiety was running high here at this point, because the reason why I lost the first time was because I was going so fast at this point, I ended up hitting a wall somewhere around here. And then she ended up passing me. And she's like super close behind you the entire time. See? Like, if I was even just a millisecond behind, she would have beat me.
Smells you too good, I overconfident, maybe. You slimmer than husband, maybe that's your secret. You aerodynamic, You take this as token of respect for sled skills, And not tell husband, you come back and race anytime,
She's so sweet. You want rematch? Go back to top of mountain. And then she just kind of tells you your best time. I don't really know why I talked to him. Yeah, basically, yeah, you have to go back inside, go back outside, and then they disappear, and then you can, well, whatever. Again, I think this is another place I had to stop and smell the flowers, but these flowers were very frustrating to smell. I figured, you know, if y'all have kept up with this Let's Play, whatever, you know, you know where the hidden village is, because I showed myself getting there at one point, you know? So I wasn't too concerned about showing where this one was. Do something fun with us. Ask Cuckoo Leader about it. It's Puss in Boots, I guess. I don't know. All cats are Puss in Boots. Yeah, and that's when I realized that they just all kind of say the same thing. I was like, oh, do they say stuff differently? But no, they all just kind of say the same thing. So yeah, what you want to do is talk to this cuckoo here, or cuckoo, however the heck you say it. Oh, welcome. This is the Forgotten Village. 30. No, more like 20. That's how many cats have made it back here to the village. So perhaps you could, you know, just play with them, please? Oh, thank you so much. They're all lonely. Perhaps you could talk to every single one of them. But if you leave the village, it would be like you never talked to any of them. Do you understand? Cats are forgetful. Oh, and let me give you a tip. Speak to all of them. Start at one end. Got it! Yeah, basically that's just so you can keep track of the cats. Because I ended up having... Because this was just a nightmare. That took forever. I ended up having to cut this down because of how long it took. Yeah, we're at the 46-minute mark right now. And I ain't even gotten the 10 heart pieces yet. It goes a little smoother from here on, but that's also because I quit showing me walking a mile before I got to the place. Yeah, and then they basically count down. And this is all that this is. It's literally just find every single cat and talk to them and keep track of what cats you already talked to. This is not that fun, in case you were wondering. It's just not fun. Yeah, so 5th. It actually kind of starts out pretty fast, but then you kind of find less and less. So, next on the games to attempt to get next year, Earthbound 1 and 2. So, the story behind... Well, first off, I wanted to get to Earthbound. That one, ever since the Angry Video Game Nerd reviewed it, and even slightly before then, I wanted to try to play that one for the Super Nintendo. It's just always sounded interesting and fun. But recently, I only started a file on the first one, so I figured I'd throw that one in as well. Crash Bandicoot, that one, again, that's part of the whole try new games and see if I like them. I played a little bit of Crash Bandicoot, but not much. Not enough to say, oh yeah, I like this. Sonic Forces, that one's been on my list to play for a while. Yeah, like here, it wouldn't let me get up here as the dog. Like, what is that? What even is that? Why? And the thing is like, I found this out later that you can, in fact, turn from wolf to human and it doesn't matter. But it's not like the game lets you know that. You know, because I thought if I changed into changed into a human, the game would just, you know, the mini game would just be done. So I experiment with it a little later, thinking, okay, well, if I just have to cut out a part, I will. Because there's a few of these I had to delete because I just found nothing. You know, I went to like the heart piece location and found nothing. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's another reason why the game just not letting me do things. And it's not like because, you know, I feel like earlier Midna let you jump up there as the wolf the first time you come around, but it wasn't letting me do that this time either. So I think I do figure out a way to get up there at some point here. Jeez, I'm still working at this. I'm still working at this, really? Yeah, I just kind of got angry there and started bashing Link's head in because it was entertaining. More entertaining than this minigame, I'll tell you that. For some reason, the double doors don't open. Like, there's not even a way to unlock them. I was like, okay, will Min show up? No? Okay, whatever. I probably could have cut some of this out, but again, part of this is me trying to figure it out, you know? Yeah. And they just tell you that basically that you've already talked to them. You know, it's not. So at least you don't get penalized for talking to the same cat twice. That would just be so dumb. Especially since all of these cats look so similar anyway. But yeah, Sonic Forces has been one on my list to play for a while. You know, pretty much ever since it came out, because I wanted to try it out for myself. I've heard that people didn't like it, but this review guy I watched, Darkness the Curse, said it, you know, was actually, he found it really fun. Not the best Sonic game in the world, but he found it fun, so I was like, you know what, I'll try it. Yeah, and this is when I finally figured out that, yes, you can transform into a wolf in front of these cats. And it doesn't matter. And then, lastly, on the games to attempt to get to is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. That one was a game that, had I not been so interested in, I don't remember what was going on. There's just a ton of games that I was trying to play, and I was getting, like, really overwhelmed. I felt very overwhelmed, because sometimes, like, it's weird, but basically, I just felt very overwhelmed, and, I didn't drop everything to play that game like, you know, I thought I would. Or looking back, I think I would now. Just because, yeah. It's coming up here. The thing that I wanted to talk about with this part specifically. But yeah, sometimes when I play, you know, with this hobby, it feels very overwhelming to play every single thing that you want, especially when you just don't have a lot of time to play it, you know, and especially, you know, when, you know, there's the social pressure of people saying, oh, you should try this, you should try this, you should try this, you should try this. And, you know what I mean? But the trick is just to not, to kind of just train your mind to not give in to fear of missing out or FOMO. And that's the best way that I can describe it, because, yeah, there's still games that I want to try out, like, the Hogwarts game. I actually really want to play that one. It's not on the list, just because I have other games that I'd like to play first, but, you know, I'm trying to think. There's a few games that my oldest brother got me that, okay, so right here, I literally went to talk to him and no speech bubble appeared. Notice that. I literally stood in front of his face and a talk prompt did not appear. That cat is the reason why this took so long. Because right now, I'm just thinking, well, he's the next one I have to talk to because the bird told me start from one end and go to the other. Which, by the way, you can do these out of order. It doesn't matter what order you do these in, as long as you talk to 20 cats. So yeah, I'm looking for like another cat or something, but... yeah. I tried to get the chicken up here for some reason. I was just trying to do different things to get going with this, because, you know, this is not the funnest minigame on the planet. But yeah, my older brother has, you know, bought me a couple games that, you know, I want to get to, but I, you know, have other things to play. You know, so the trick is just to play what you want to play. Fem Trooper honestly helped me out a little bit with this, because it's just like, you know, it's supposed to be fun. Pretty much, first and foremost, it's supposed to be fun. If you're feeling overwhelmed by all the things that, you know, you have to play, then, you know, then it becomes a job and it's not fun. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain it beyond that, but you just kind of have to breathe and chill out. And not be like, oh, all these games are coming out, I'm never going to get to them. Because, like, you may not, but so what? You know? I'm trying to... I would like, in the future, after I get some of these games under my belt, though, to start playing things... Like, I still probably won't play, like, Modern Warfare or Fortnite or whatever, games like that. Just because, like... I don't really care for online shooters. I just don't. People get way too good at them, and I'm not. I will never be that good. You know what I mean? But you know, I hope to play more games that people around me are playing, not just my oldest brother. So, like, you know, if this coworker recommends this game, or, you know, I'll be like, yeah, I'll play that, you know? I also have, like, this backlog of games. Yeah, and then I finally give up that and start talking to these guys. I also have, like, this backlog list of games that to play or / try out, and I have been slowly but surely completing that too, so that's nice. In fact, a lot of the games on my list over there, on, you know, that list that I just read aloud, again, right in front of him, no talk prompt. So I go walking around wandering. No prompt, see? Standing right in front of him, no prompt. Literally, no prompt. You saw it for yourself, folks. Finally he let me speak to him. Yeah, like, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, I think the game just bugged out there for a second. Yeah, I knew that was taking way too long, so I didn't even bother showing... I just realized I didn't bother showing getting the heart piece. I'm kind of an idiot for that. But, like, I just knew that was taking way too long. I probably should have just, like, sped that up or whatever, but... I was like, while I was editing this, I was like, if I'm gonna feel this pain, I feel like y'all should feel this pain. I mostly also just really wanted to show that last cat how... By the way, what that was that I totally looked down to look at Zelda Dungeons. So, again, I could have cut that out, but... But for whatever reason, I didn't. I don't know why I didn't. I just didn't. I think, honestly, it was just kind of funny that I did that, so I didn't. I didn't get rid of it because I thought it was funny that I just walked off without realizing it. But basically, what I did was I looked down to make sure I was doing the right thing. Well, I say down, but I looked over to my computer to see if I was doing the correct thing. And I was. So I think, so if I, again, I started editing this like a week ago. Almost a week ago now, so I don't remember what I was thinking of keeping that in, but I can't believe I didn't show getting that heart piece though. But basically it shows up right by the old lady's door. You grab it, whatever, you know, you're not missing much. And if/when I actually make the getting all the heart pieces videos, which that's going to be a giant pain because, you know, I have to go through my entire let's play to do that. But if I do that, I'm probably gonna skip over talking to all of the cats. But for the Let's Play part specifically, I really wanted to hammer in that that cat would not let me talk to it until like 5 minutes later. It was ridiculous. Again, I could have probably faded here because I failed this like twice. Just because of the placement of the statue. Again, I don't know how to, you know, not do things apparently, because... Yeah. Okay, well that time it was more of because I misaligned the jump because my thumbs are stupid. Literally, when I press up, I actually do like a little bit of a diagonal thing. I think that time I realized... Nah, okay, so that one was... I just kind of had it misplaced, I think. I don't know. But, basically, when I move my thumb, it actually goes, like, in a little bit of a diagonal direction. I don't know if this is just me or if other people's thumbs do this, too. But, like, when I've played New Super Mario Brothers, it's literally... made me ground pound off the stage before because it'll read it as like, because you know I'll like be pressing I'll be holding sideways or something like that, but because my thumb isn't quite aligned right with the controller or whatever, it'll be more like in a downward diagonal position, and sometimes it reads it as like a ground pound and sends me flying downward into my doom. But getting back to, you know, you know, if you're struggling with FOMO, I don't really have advice for that, unfortunately. It's just an attitude that you have to have. It's an attitude that you just have to change within yourself. I finally got this one. This one I knew how to get right when I saw, you know, the thing lodged up all the way back, and I think like part 2 or 3. I don't remember. I don't remember when I first ran into this, but I knew how to get it. I was just waiting to get the claw shot, the double claw shot to get it. But I also didn't really want to spoil the game for those who haven't played it. So I never said, oh hey, yeah, you need a double claw shot for that. Well, at least I don't think I did. If I did, well, whatever. But I always said like later. I just show myself getting back here. I think I ended up cutting some of these out when I did this. I didn't for this one, apparently. Definitely later on I started cutting that. Okay, I did for that one. Okay, this one. I forgot about this one in the dungeon, apparently. I might have said in that part that I was going to come back to this when I figured it out, but I never did. And apparently this was the second heart piece of this dungeon. And I made Link roll into the wall because of this. Because I felt so dumb that you couldn't bomb that thing. But you see, like, the thing was, this was another one I don't think I'd have figured out. But anyway, back to the previous art. What was I just saying? With that one, I didn't necessarily know that you could bomb the floor and go to the floor under. Because that is not something that you ever really do in this game. You know what I mean? There's no other place that I can think of, correct me if I'm wrong, that you bomb the floor and go down to get something. Like this dungeon specifically, I know that you go up and down between floors a lot. And even kind of like dangle yourself via claw shot. But as far as bombing your way down goes, I can't think of another instance that happens. And it also doesn't help that during the GameCube and even some of the Wii era, they'd throw in random textures like that and it would mean nothing. You know what I mean? You know, so it was, in my defense, how was I supposed to know that that one textured floor was going to be a place to bomb to get under? Because, like, the middle of that is textured differently, but that doesn't mean you can get up there. Despite the fact that Link can reach up there to climb, doesn't mean you can get up there and go down via that way. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna call it bad game design because it's not. It's just one of those, how was I supposed to know that? This one I probably wouldn't have figured out just because it's such a process to do. I didn't realize this, but I actually missed when I was originally going through this dungeon. Literally like last part or whatever. But apparently I missed both heart containers in this dungeon. Somehow. Somehow I did that. Congratulations. Good job. Yeah, I just decided to kill all those. Because I figured it did something like that and just to make my life easier. Because otherwise, I was going to have to go back up through, you know, by pushing that thing, come all the way back down here, and then then toss the gourd over the electric fence again, go back up, you know, come back down with the spinny thing. You know, it's going to be a bigger process than just killing the bugs right there. But yeah, I just feel like that this heart container is just such a process. I probably wouldn't have figured this out on my own. Skyward Sword, I don't know where this is coming from, but Skyward Sword is actually a really easy game to get all of the heart pieces for. Because I've played through that game 3 times, and each time I've gotten, I think all 3 times. Yeah, I think pretty much all 3 times I got all the heart containers. Maybe except for the second time. The second time I was doing hero mode. And I don't think I ended up getting all the heart containers for that one. I gotta say, though, the Wii version definitely... There's one mini game that does not translate over to the Switch for that game. It's actually a game I wanted to Let's Play for this channel. I wanted to do Skyward Sword on Hero Mode. Because I thought that would be pretty fun to do. And I still think it'd be fun. But yeah, there's supposed to be a heart piece right there, a heart piece right there. As you see with the yellow dot. I don't know how I missed that. Because I remember there was a few times in the part I was going through this dungeon where I kind of looked back. I opened up the map to see if I was missing a heart piece. Because in hindsight, this one I should have figured out really easily. And I probably would have if I just, you know, opened my eyes. You know? Because, yeah, I saw that and it clicked immediately. Grab the gourd, throw it up there, make it come to life, and bring it down. You know? Easy peasy puzzle right here that, for some reason, I did not think of the first time through. I wouldn't say this one made me feel dumb. Oh yeah, and then you have to do the other side. I forgot about that. I wouldn't say this one made me feel dumb, but this one was definitely a how did I miss that moment. Definitely a how did I miss that moment. The unfortunate part is that wasn't I just... Oh, no, that was the Temple of Time. That was the Temple of Time. This is the Sky Temple. Sorry, I got confused where I was. I thought I was already in this temple. But, no, that was the Temple of Time. My word. I was saying something, I remember. This one was also kind of one of those, how did I miss that moment? There was only a few of them I'd forgotten in dungeons. But, yeah, for the most part, a whole bunch of, most of these were in the overworld that I had forgotten. Oh, that one wasn't even a heart piece. But there was two of them. I don't remember why I did that. I think it was just a treasure chest I flat out missed, and I was like, okay, well, I better check that out then. So then I did. I think that's what that was. Because otherwise I would have given myself... Maybe I should have done the little rupee has its own transition, because that would have warned me that that was not a heart piece. But apparently I did collect both heart pieces from that there. So where this is coming from is I actually, like, I went through all the heart pieces, and there was one of them that I read about that I knew I didn't get, but then I forgot about it. So then I was like, well, the fortune teller can just tell me. Instead of sitting here reading through all the heart pieces again, I could just do this. So that's exactly what I did. I just went to her, and so that she could show me where the last heart piece was. It was literally just an easy way out. But I also wanted to show how this worked. I thought that would be pretty fun. Yeah. And then that's literally it. Then I just kind of transition back over here. You know what I mean? You know, it's... This one specifically is... You have to get all of these goats in the barn within like 3 minutes. Which is surprisingly easy to do if you know how to round these things up. It's all cause of you, bud. Thanks a ton. You leave these scamps to me, I'll manage. Besides, Small, come on, you can't find your way to Leah and the Tots here just to... I don't know. There you go. Well, hey there, Smalls. You brought Karen, huh? Well, how's about it? Want to round up the goats for the first time in a while? I bet these scams are sure happy to see you. Great, then I'll leave it up to you two today. But anyway, if you know how to work these things, it's surprisingly easy. Basically, they're gonna make wider turns, but you always want to stay behind them. You can get away with kind of being beside them. See, like, right there, I got 6 in, and not even 20 seconds in, you know? You don't want to do that too often, or you will make them angry and they will knock you off the horse. But like I said, this is surprisingly easy to do. I decided to just go after these first because there was like a, you know, bulk of 4 of them. I was like, I'd be dumb not to do that. And then that became a bulk of like 3 of them. So then I was like, yeah, I can get these in real fast. See, real fast. Decided to get that one in real quick. You know, again, I'm not even halfway through and I have most of the goats in at this point. I'm clicking A a lot, but specifically you don't want to do it when when you're chasing them. That's when they get angry. Because otherwise they don't really notice you're doing that, you know? Sorry if you hear a lot of creaking. I'm trying to get comfortable. You know, this video is literally... I still have an hour left to record, you know? This video went way over than what I thought it was going to be. Ho ho, you... Way to ride, Smalls. You wrapped that up in just 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Thanks, you wrapped things up a mite earlier today. Hey, I promise, here's a little... Thank you for letting me read that actual myth of the past. It's a good thing I was able to wrap up today early, thanks to you. Thanks a ton, Smalls. Yep. And then that was the last heart piece. Yep. And now it's time for this. This... You did it again! I can move again! This is all thanks to you, right? Oh, I have to thank you. Will this do? Anyway. I realized that I had gotten like 39 Poes, and I had not been back to talk to this guy. Aha, I hear you can get this stuff from caves in western edge of Gerudo Desert, too. But my body is still golden. Does this mean my soul isn't complete? That's strange. Maybe we need the souls of 60 Poes. Can I ask another favor of you, Doggy? Can you just defeat 20 more dog Poes for me? Must be tough finding these creepy crawly things, so here's another gift. I'm paraphrasing, because whatever. But this actually helps a ton, especially if you know how to use it. A forum on GameFAQs told me how to do that, and pretty much it only works. I didn't find this out till later, but it only works with the highlighted part of the map. And it can be literally anywhere. Dungeons are not included, so if there's one in a dungeon that you missed, you're gonna have to go back to the dungeon and figure that out. Again, you'll see that probably in a bit. I got this heart piece already, so I probably already showed you this dungeon here. But for some reason, I'm going back through this. Again, pretty much just to show, just to remind y'all where this cave was. Yeah. I forgot 3 of them in here, apparently. Apparently that was the thing I did. I think I stumbled upon this cave before I even talked to Giovanni, because I remember for this Let's Play, I talked to Giovanni kind of late. I didn't talk to him, because usually, you know, you find this place pretty early in the game, but I didn't find him until I already had, like, the Master Sword. No. I think after... Yeah, because you're supposed to find this early, and then do some of the Poes along the way, I think. I don't remember. Basically, I kept falling around here. And the thing is, like, about video games is that most of the time it'll just, like, especially, like, newer Zelda games, they'll just throw you back where you fell. With earlier Zelda games, as early as Twilight Princess, they send you back to the beginning of the room. And I forgot about that. So I was getting really frustrated having to retrace my steps all the way back here every time I fell down. I was not a happy camper. Yeah, literally. And like usually with video games, you press A to get back up. With Zelda, you press, you know, you just hold up on the joystick. So sometimes I would press A thinking, okay, I'm gonna get up. Press A, and then I fall because I was pressing A. Like, good job. Good job there. Yeah, that one made me mad. So then I just, like, flat out just got over here and then started recording, because I felt like at that point you guys got the picture. Dun, 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 dun. The downside to doing this, too, was that I didn't know how much time I was using for my recording time. You know, like I've told you guys before, I usually have around 2 hours of recording time that I can actually do. So I actually started playing this game last week to get all of this stuff, and then I started editing it this week. I think in total, this video took me... It's definitely taken me over 20 hours at this point, before I started recording. So you notice that the candle wasn't lit up there. And that's because apparently I don't remember getting this Poe, but apparently I already did. And this is one of those where I waited till nighttime to do that, to see that I had basically already gotten this one. And that's one reason why this took so long at first, was because I didn't know that, basically. I didn't know how the thing worked. The Poe lantern worked, really. So, yeah, that was an experiment. So I'm glad that I ended up I ended up looking it up how it worked. Because otherwise, I'd just be going to all these places. And not figuring this out. Yeah, that was the point where I was like, oh yeah, I have underwater vision. I believe this one is a stamp. If not, it's a rupee. It's either a stamp or a rupee, because obviously this isn't a Poe, because I already have all the heart pieces at this point. It's having trouble getting back up. Okay, sometimes the underwater physics don't work. Yeah, like I said. And I actually missed out on a good portion of that rupee because I only have a wallet. I was just kind of like, really? That's it? I did kind of remember that I didn't get this one at least, so that's good. So pretty much, the Poe lantern will light up if there's a Poe in that specific area. But if like it's underground, it will. If it's in a cave or underground, it will still light up. It's just in dungeons that it doesn't count. Something else I really do. I'll mention it when it gets important, which will be like the last couple Poes. I'll tell you which ones. I'll tell you when I tell you. I could have sworn I got these, but apparently I missed them. I think this was still when I was trying to figure out how to actually kill the Poes. I don't think I had talked to to Giovanni yet when I got here initially. Because again, you know, you can talk to Giovanni the first time you go to Hyrule Castle. There's a transition there, and I didn't walk straight over there because I quit recording and then realized that there was another one in here. I was like, oh, well, apparently there's two. It wasn't talking about the same one. Yeah, you already saw where that one was. It's up there, same place. I've noticed that normally, if there's a heart piece around, there's probably a good chance that there's a Poe or two around as well. At least in the same area. It's like they want to make that discovery worth it or something. But yeah, I ended up having to go back to the same places of quite a few times just because, you know, it's not like they have a complete list of this. That was awful. I'm gonna keep that in just because it's now how I've said it in this Let's Play parts or whatever. But yeah, basically in editing, the clips were just separated enough to where I didn't notice. And it's not like when I edit these videos I can really actually watch them, just because my laptop is too slow to keep up with both keeping track of the timeline and the video playback. So I almost want to stream games like this, because like I would have found this one either way. I definitely feel like I would have found this one by myself, had I not had to feel so crunched for time. You know what I mean? It's like, because if I was just playing this normally, I definitely feel like I would have done this by myself. Yeah, 50 rupees, and then this is where you actually get, or find the Poe, I believe. Yeah, we're on Poe's now, right? Yeah, we're on Poe's now. I think. This might be the first stamp. I don't think so. Yeah, I really don't think so. I think this is... I don't know. I don't remember what transition I just used. I haven't been paying attention to the transitions. But yeah, you have to kill these things. This might just be another rupee. I don't think so, but it might be. Then again, oh no, this is the first stamp. Yeah, we're on stamps now. Okay. Awesome. This should exclusively be stamped. Oh no, okay. Why didn't I put that with the rest of the stamps? Because I was doing that. There was a few of them that I held back. That I actually found like a couple of stamps first before I got to Poe. I don't know why that one was the exception. I don't know why that one was the exception. Yeah, you find. Some of these Poes that are underground, I probably would have knocked down. I mean, if you actually count, if you are counting Poes, you might notice that I didn't collect them all. And that has everything entirely to do with kind of a side quest that I think gives you like the biggest wallet in the game. I thought that this place gave you a chest, but I think it does, because yeah, that's why I'm... Oh, no, never mind, apparently it doesn't. So that one was a side swipe. I don't think that this was the last one. No, it's not the last one. This one's actually pretty easy to find out in the open. Of course, you just have to be here at night. I remember in my original playthrough, I didn't get all the Poe Souls because I didn't care enough, but I did find this one. This one was super easy to find. Yeah, that cave right there. That's called the Cave of Ordeals. That I don't even enter in this part. I might actually. I might enter it at the end of the pose to show that there are in fact more poses to get. But I knew at some point that this video was at least already an hour and a half, if not more than that. So I just wanted... I figured I would just do 2, quote, filler episodes where I just collect everything and do the stuff that I missed. Again, just another rupee I found. Not very important, but I figured, hey, I found it. I'd show you guys where it was. And again, if you look on the mini-map, you know, it's right there. Yeah, those freeze your bombs, so you can't use them. Yeah, and again, it freezes arrows. That's when I was like, oh yeah, you can just do this. All those are probably just rupees, and I'm already at 1,000, so I was not worried about digging up all of that. Somehow I'm running out of lantern oil. I don't remember using it that much. Yeah, you see, I totally missed out on that. In the original version, it would have put it back. But in this version, they took that mechanic out, unfortunately. What's screwed up is that I was literally in here not too long before this, doing this, but I didn't realize that you had to destroy the entire statue. I thought you could just knock it over and he'd appear, but no, you had to. So this one frustrated me a little bit, because I actually had to come back here like 3 times to do this. Okay, twice, but still. 1 too many times. Sometimes I just kind of put that there as a transition. Yeah, but then I was like, okay, but when I come out here, it's still there. Right there, it says 4 of 5, but I thought it was talking that I missed the one in the temple, because I knew I missed one in the temple. But, yeah, so the one, if there's a Poe inside the dungeon, it actually doesn't count for the region. So that was interesting to figure out. I don't know why it doesn't work like that. It's just, it should. Like, you know, so instead of it being like of 5, it should have been of 7 or something like that. That's just my opinion, though. I feel like that the dungeon ones should have definitely counted for. Because, like, what if all the dungeons had Poes? It'd be a nightmare. Yeah, that wasn't even the last one. These 2. I think these 2 are. It always ends up coming back to, like, the temple at times. Except for the heart pieces. Because the stamps end here, and I believe the bugs do, too. I don't remember. Is there a transition here? Yeah, there is. No, I'm stopping and reading. Good job. I'm stopping and reading Zelda Dungeon. Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't have been able to do this without them. And game facts. But specifically, Zelda Dungeon helped with most of this. So yeah, with this one, you just gotta go back to, I think, pretty much the beginning or something like that. I think the way Zelda Dungeon described it was the first time you fight, I just realized that he was up there. Wow. the first time you interact with Skull Kid. So, yeah, right here. I think, if I remember correctly, that's the way that Zelda Dungeon described that. I might be thinking of a different place, but it at least said by the waterfall. But, you know, trying to find that in the literal Lost Woods without a map is kind of trash, but whatever. Okay, I think this is the last. That was the last Poe. Yeah, you see, I'm at. Yep, that was the last Poe. I am now on stamps. Triangle. So this is where GameFAQs came in. The GameFAQs forums, because I don't know for a fact. But I don't think Zelda Dungeon updated their website for the Wii U version. And if they did, they only like make mention, yeah, they only make mention of the Wii U version to tell you that the GameCube and Wii U version are reversed from the Wii. You know, so like East is West type stuff. I don't think Zelda Dungeon updated their website with all of the stamps in mind. Because when I looked up all the Zelda stamps, Zelda Dungeon didn't even come up. But yeah, again, if you're counting Poes, I didn't collect them all because, you know, some of them are in the Cave of Ordeals, and actually some of the stamps are too. Unfortunately. So, I think there's like... And some of the stamps actually are even in like Hyrule Castle. So even in the next part, I won't even get all of the stamps. I should get all of the Poes, because all that's left of the Poes are in the Cave of Ordeals, and I think that's only like 5 of them left or something like that. Yeah, that was just a delayed reaction. Again, this is one that kind of made me feel dumb, but I don't think you actually have the claw shot going through this dungeon the first time. In my defense. This is a rupee in the original, but it's a stamp here. And the stamps are actually really easy to collect because, like the Poes, all you have to go off of is the lantern. Heart pieces, you have nothing to go off of. You just have to remember which ones you have. Okay, so there's 3 Poes left. 3 Poes left in the Cave of Ordeals. That's good to know. Thank you for pausing at some point, Alex. But, what was I going on about with the stamps? I was going on about something with the stamps. There's like 10 of... By the time I am done with the stamps, I was actually only able to collect like 10 of them. Because I already had like 30 stamps. I think I ended up with like 29, so it was just over half of them. So... And I ended up stopping at 40. Because there's like 10 of them in the cave... No. There's 3 of them in Hyrule Castle, and the rest are... in the Cave of Ordeals. So there's like 7 of them in the Cave of Ordeals. Oh wait, no, I am forgetting about 2. I don't know. You'll see next time, at least, because there's one of them that Giovanni gives you for collecting all of the Poe Souls, and there's one of them that What's-Her-Face gives you for all of the bugs as well. And I forgot about those 2. So I think there's only 3 in the Cave of Ordeals, and then the rest, 3 of them are in... I don't remember. I don't know math. Basically, there's quite a few of them all around that I just felt like I didn't have time to throw into this part. Because again, I knew that it would at least be this long. That's what I was going on about. How easy things were to find. My word. So heart pieces, you have like nothing to go off of. You just have to remember what all you've collected, and unfortunately, and if you don't remember which one, you're just gonna have to go back to the place to find it. Pose, you have to go back to that specific location. But if the lantern doesn't glow at all, then you're like, oh, okay, so there's nothing here. That's fine. Stamps, because they show up in like a sub-menu, then you can be like, oh, okay, those are the ones that I've found or whatever. Those are the ones I've already found, so, you know. You know, just look at the ones that you haven't collected yet. Apparently, you can use the worms as bait, by the way. That's why that random worm is just there and is kind of popping out from the rest of the scenery. A lot of these stamps end up being underground because they replace bigger rupees from the original game, and then there are new treasure chests in the overworld, I think, or at least maybe new caves or something like that. I don't know, of just rupees, I think. Again, if I just went for like the bugs first, because what's her face? Agatha. I keep forgetting her name. Agatha actually gives you like a bigger wallet. So it's not like... So if I just went for the bugs first, I wouldn't have missed out on so many rupees. And that's my only regret in life, is that I didn't go for the bugs first. So I'm missing out on all these rupees I'm just gathering. You know? Ugh. Sad Link. He looks rather angry for some reason. I actually had to wait for this one, because apparently at nighttime you cannot just jump over the gate with Epona. You have to wait till morning. And that's a pain in the butt. And apparently, just because you can, I wouldn't have guessed that you could change right in front of the postman, but you can. I only know because I tried it right there. I accidentally exited it out, I'm sorry. That was an accidental accident. I'm guessing the reason is that, the in-game reason is that he's not paying close enough attention to you. He's so enveloped in his work that he doesn't even notice that you just changed right in front of him. Hey guys, this video is long. You ever notice that? I hope I'm at least being somewhat entertaining for you guys to stick around this long. Because I can tell you in the, if I do the 3 separate videos for each individual thing here, I might not do one for the bugs, but I might do one for the rest. If I do those videos, I probably, they'll probably be more like my Force Unleashed videos, if you know what I mean. The two collection videos that I did. Which, yeah, this is right by the cave that I got the 3 Poes in. I believe this is one of those you have to kill all of the things in the room. I actually ended up having to come back to this because I ran out of arrows because of the last one, I think. I think this was that cave. I don't know, I cut it out and deleted the thing. Deleted the video of it because it was literally just a recording of nothing. I didn't collect anything, I just got down here, realized I didn't have arrows, and then... yeah. Got halfway to the exit and stopped recording. So this was fun. I was like, yeah, why not? Just because it's there. Did this. And then I don't know why I stood there. But I did this. And it worked. I kid you not, I thought the game crashed. It stayed on that screen for so long. It wasn't super duper long, it was just longer than normal. Like, it was like, okay, where's Link's positioning? Where's Link's positioning? Oh, there he is. And then... it was like I made the game panic. And it was funny. That was an accidental accident. I think I thought I had boomers on that one for some reason. This one has nothing to do with the enemy and has everything to do with the candles. But basically, it's just easier to kill all the enemies. So yeah, there's not really been much of an update of any of my D&D sessions, other than one of them won't pick up until probably next year at this point, just because, you know, you have Christmas and New Year's this month. There's a video that I was planning on making. I'm gonna try to get it out, but just from how much prep time, for how much prep that video is gonna take, I might not get around to it. I might not get it done in time, I mean. I think this is the last stamp as well. Maybe not, because I don't remember it taking me 20 minutes to get the bugs, but I thought that this was the last stamp. If you go back to when I was getting the Poes, you'll notice this track. Again, I didn't notice it the first time around. No, wait, this is not the last stamp, because there was one of them that I had been because there's a treasure chest I had been wondering how to get for years. And it's about missing the tracks. Literally this one. Literally this one. Like, this one made me feel like an idiot, because I didn't know how to, did not know how to get that treasure chest. And my first time through, I wasn't, you know, I wasn't using Zelda Dungeon. Again, I'm stopping here to read. I don't know why. Basically, a lot of the time, I wanted to get the shot of, so that you knew where I was in the kingdom. And, like, I think that one shot I just had would have been enough. You've been like, oh, okay, he's in, you know, just south of Hyrule Castle. Or whatever. messed that up because the camera change kind of threw me off. I didn't realize that that was going to happen. I honestly thought it was going to make me guess. Yeah, again, I knocked myself off because I'm just that much of a genius. Again, this one made me feel like an idiot because that's all it is. I missed the track. I missed the fact that there were tracks up there. Yeah, I was in complete surprise too, Zelda, that I was able to do that. And that's the last stamp because I did that. And then, yeah, the star for bugs. The star transition for bugs. They didn't really have one that was in the shape of a bug, but I figured the star worked enough. A lot of the bugs actually take the boomerang. Because they end up in, like, really obnoxious places. There's a treasure chest around this area that I wanted to get, but I also knew that this video is getting a little too long, so maybe I'll get it next time. Just because I know where it is. Now, at least, I know where it is. And what's really nice about the HD version compared to the original is that you can literally sometimes see the bugs way out in the distance. This is a bad example right here. Yeah, that one's like right, pretty much right where you teleport to this location. I don't know why I hung on to this one so long. I think I was trying to read where you get the female version next. And again, I'm back on Zelda Dungeon to find these. Pretty much for all the stamps, I had to go to GameFAQs because I don't, like I said, I don't think Zelda Dungeon's updated their thing for stamps. For the stamps of the HD version, I don't think. I hope that this game is re-released for the Wii, basically for the digital stamp collection. Like, I know that, unfortunately, you know, I don't know, it was really cool to use those, like, right here. Okay, sorry, I'm going to interrupt myself here. But right there, you can clearly see that bug out in the distance. You could not see that in the Wii version, you know what I mean? But anyway. The Nintendo social media thing is gone now, and that's what the primarily the cool thing about the stamps was. But I don't know, I just really like the idea of the digital stamp collection via video games. I don't know why. Not enough for me to unlock it in unlock every single one of them in every single Wii U game there is, but it's still an interesting premise, and I could see people getting behind it, especially for, like, you know, social media accounts, you know. Type in Hylian because you collected all of, you know, A through Z and the Zelda alphabet, you know what I mean? Like, how crazy is that? And so, for most of the bugs, I actually just recorded from going from one bug to the other. Just because the interesting thing about the bugs is where the one is, the other one is either on the opposite side of the same sector, or they're really close to each other. So like this one, I think the male and female versions are just on opposite sides of the bridge. If I remember correctly about these ones. A Phasmid. I was looking around, I could not find it. But again, you know, you go to the opposite side of Elden Bridge. Oh. Yeah, this one... I think. I don't... Yeah, this one is actually up there. This next one. And again, if you go back in the video, you can hear it. You can hear the dingling of the bug. But I knew I was gonna come back to it anyway, so I didn't see a point. I think the boomerang works better than the hook shot, actually, because the boomerang seems to keep them in one place better. Because when you use the hook shot, they seem to just jump away immediately, whereas, like, the boomerang actually seems to stun them. I don't know. Now we're over by Lake Hylia. I didn't get a good shot of where this was, so this just kind of looks like the bridge of like the other side of Bridge of Eldin again, but this is the Bridge of Hylia. Or I could just be lying through my teeth and that thing, because that thing just flew away real fast. This one took me a minute. Basically, I walked... It's on this path here. I walked all the way through the path, and then I actually had to backtrack my way through the path a little bit because I missed it. Because when you go south on the path, you know, it's just easy to miss than if you're going north on that path. This one was a piece of cake. I knew that... I've passed this one like 100 times at that point, but again, I was saving it for the bug section of this video. Quite frankly, before, I was just trying to get through this game, you know what I mean? Because I kind of figured it. At first, I was failing my way through this game, but then I had some advice not to do that, so then I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do that then. You know, I'll just get through the game, and maybe I'll make a part like this or something. You know what I mean? If I really wanted to complete the game, if I just wanted to beat the game, I could. You know, I don't have to, but I decided that I kind of wanted to try to somewhat complete this game. I don't really count the fishing stuff personally, just because it's like it adds nothing, apparently. Yeah, that one made me feel dumb. And then I'm actually in the same place because I think there was another bug here. But for some reason, this showed up for no reason. And again, go back into the previous video. This is where the fishing hole is. But this time, this decided to show up. And I try, and because she's watching back there, you cannot transform into a wolf. So you actually have to beat these ones as regular Link. Although you weirded her out enough with these things, so I don't know why you didn't just transform into a wolf and be able to transform back in front of her. Whatever. But I wish that this happened earlier, because this would have actually saved me time. That portable thing right there, that would have saved me so much time. So again, this is... I think this is the last stopping to smell the flowers moment in this video. Or side quest, I should say, of the side quests. Because then she just kind of goes on and on about, you know... My name's Izzo, I rent boats here. Well, I used to rent boats here, but then we had a rock fall in it and dammed up the river. Yeah, I could sure use a helpful hand. A helpful guy like you would sure be a big help around here. I'll help. Really? You're a lifesaver. Well, do you think you could do something? Yeah, I'm pressing A too fast. It paused this game. It paused it for me so that I could do that. By the way, just so you're aware, I did not pause it. The game paused it for me so I could have the bomb and arrow combination. And now, mini game. basically. Here's the boat. Hop in. Again, if this happened sooner, this would just be in a different part, but it didn't happen until now. Apparently, I had to step in one specific spot for this to happen. Because again, go back in this video, and I'm right by the fishing hole. This isn't too hard right now. This first time, at least. I am gonna have to come back here because apparently this is where you get the last bomb bag. I think. You have, like, the first time through is just kind of knocking down walls and stuff, but the next time there's points involved. I don't know if that gets you a bigger bomb bag or what, but I think it does, honestly. I think you can upgrade, like, all of the bomb bags and stuff, but, like, you know, I'm not really sure, though. Come at the request of the shop owner, have you? Well, I'm in her employ. I did that too fast. I was reading this a lot better in my head. I should have just read it aloud, so then I could, you know, retrace my steps with it. But whatever. But unfortunately, yeah, this is one I'm gonna have to come back to. So the next part could even end up being the next two parts, just because of the Cave of Ordeals. I don't know how long that's gonna take. And there's even like a second Cave of Ordeals with the Wolf amiibo that I have. And I'd kinda like to show that off too. It's supposedly longer and harder, I think, but I thought it gave you something at the end of it that normally you couldn't get, if I remember correctly. I tried to do it, but the Wii U pad was just kind of screwing up there. Yeah, the gyro controls for the Wii U pad work a lot better than in the Switch. I'm not gonna lie. And I have Breath of the Wild as a comparison for that. So that was the end of that, thank goodness. And then this is what, yeah, that's what this waterfall here is for. I'm sure you've seen it in a part or two. Or even maybe earlier in this part, I don't know. But good job out there. You have truly done us a great service. Now the shop can finally reopen. When we were closed, my boss's temper got worse and worse. It was a rough time for us all. Oh, and another thing. I don't suppose she promised you anything special for doing this, did she? Just that bomb bag? Yeah, she tends to bribe people with whatever's lying around. So stingy. Alright, I'll let her know that you're done and whatever. But yeah, you get another bomb bag out of that. Now if you excuse me, come visit the shop anytime. Cool. I don't know how she takes that boat up that waterfall. I wonder if you could watch that. But I didn't stick around to find out because I didn't really think about it. But yeah, sorry for that random moment. But I wanted to show that I had already been by the, you know, the fish shop, the fishing hole. and then that happened. You know what I mean? Because if I just threw it in with like the heart pieces or whatever, when the other couple smell the flowers moments happened, it wouldn't have gotten across how strange that actually was. If you notice, I started using just like a regular fade at this point, and that's just because I didn't think the transition was really important anymore. Plus, I started kind of overthinking, okay, well, I have, you know, when's the last time I used this one? When's the last time I used this one? So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start just dissolving everything, because I don't care right now. I literally only edited this part of the video last night, when I started, the bug part, I mean, because, again, I have spent so much time on this one Let's Play part. I gotta give props to my friend, I think Dapper Cthulhu, because when he's been doing his Let's Play parts, he basically gets everything that's available inside one part and is still able to somehow do it in like an hour and a half. So, you know, props to him for that. So I have all the bugs, I don't have all the stamps, and I don't have all of the Poes. So you might be asking yourself, what's the point of this video? Basically to get everything else. When I started this, I thought I was going to get everything, but when I was pretty much done with all of this, I thought this video would have ended like 40 minutes ago at this point. I thought I was at the hour and a half mark, but it wasn't until editing this video that I realized that it was over 2 hours. But, you know, I was like, you know what, this is a Let's Play part. Who cares? This bug gave me trouble for some, because it was doing the same thing that the one bug by Giza's house was doing the one time, where the prompt would show up for like barely even a second, you know, and then disappear. And then these things just wouldn't stop. These things just keep respawning. So your best bet is just stick by the date line. I transition here at some point. I know I do. Oh, okay. I must, because yeah, because you saw it out in the distance, and before I did that, but and I think I wanted to show that you could see it out in the distance. Yeah. And again, we end here at the Temple of Time. This is the last bug. This one took me a little bit to figure out, because I was like walking all over here, and yeah, apparently I have to go into the Temple of Time to do this. Kind of go back in time a little bit, which kind of makes me sad for the male version of the snail, because you know, he's all alone out in the present with nobody to love, because his love is literally in the past. Like, is his species extinct now because he's the last male on the Hylian planet, or what's going on with that? So I actually didn't know where this bug was, so I had to look. But I was luckily able to find it real quick. Right there. I don't think I noticed that. Yeah, because I bring this thing out and then I notice him. Yeah. Then I walk in here. Then I notice him on the floor. It said that he was on the walls, but I didn't ever see that snail on the walls. But whatever. So, yeah, guys, that was this part of this video. That was part 23 of Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. I hope you guys join me next time for the kind of the stuff that I missed because I was just kind of going through the game. And, you know, I hope you found some enjoyment of this video. Again, I might try to go back to, like, my entire Let's Play and make this 3 separate videos just so that this has a little more meaning to it, I guess. You know, so that people can actually use those to help complete their files instead of just, you know, whatever. Instead of going to Zelda Dungeon or whatever like I had to. And I'm pretty sure that there's other videos on YouTube about it, but I figured I have the footage, I might as well make a part. But we'll see. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Axelmith, and I will catch you all next time.